everyone, I'm Mrs. Lasley and I'm an intervention specialist at Riverside School. And this is my daughter,
Elle,
and she's going to help with today's lesson. In my class, we love to cook. We cook every 2 weeks. And our favorite thing to make is
desserts.
So we want to share with you our favorite dessert, especially mine. It's called chocolate lasagna. But before we start any cooking lesson, what's my number one rule?
We have to wash our hands.
Okay, so while Elle is washing her hands, I'm going to go over the ingredients you'll need for this lesson. First, you will need chocolate cookies. You will need a box of instant chocolate pudding. You will need whipped cream. You will need milk. And you will need chocolate chips. Elle, do you want to go over the kitchen utensils you'll need?
Sure. You will need a bowl.
Okay.
You will need a whisk. You would need 3 spoons. And you will need 1 cup.
Measuring cup. You'll need measuring cups, especially a 1 cup. And you will need
a plastic bag.
A plastic bag. So before we begin, I want to show you a picture. And a lot of you probably recognize this picture. It's lasagna. A lot of you eat this for dinner. But we're not making lasagna, but we're going to make something called chocolate lasagna. And it's very similar to lasagna. If you look at the picture of the lasagna, you will see that it has layers. So you could see that it has sauce, and then you could see a noodle, and then you see cheese, and then it repeats itself. Sauce, noodle, cheese, sauce, noodle, and then a lot of cheese on top. And that is how our chocolate lasagna is going to be. Before we can put our chocolate lasagna together, we have to prepare some of the ingredients. So the first thing we have to make is the pudding. So you need to follow the directions on the back of your pudding. Our directions call for 1 pack of instant pudding to 2 cups milk. So Elle's going to open the box and pour it into the bowl. Now remember, when you're opening the box and pouring it in, make sure you open it over the bowl, so if you rip it, it spills into the bowl and not all over your parents' kitchen. So you're going to open it, and you're going to pull out the package. You can slow down. And see how it kind of poofs all over the place? Open it over the bowl, and then you can pour it in so you don't make too much of a mess. I'm going to take the box, and we could take that and put it inside. And then the next thing you're going to need is your 1 cup measuring cup. And if you have something that looks like this, it's the big one. And it says 1 cup on it. 1 cup. So you're going to hold that over the bowl again, and I'm going to help Elle here. And she's going to hold it over the bowl, and I'm going to take the milk. And remember, we need 2 cups milk. So we have to fill this cup 2 times, all the way to the top. So she's going to hold it, and I'm going to pour it in all the way to the top. And then when it gets to the top, she's going to dump it in. There you go. And then we're going to fill it 1 more time to make 2 cups. Okay, and we could put our milk away. I'm going to put it on the back counter, and we could put that on that counter. Okay, and then you're going to take your whisk, and you're going to mix it. And I'm going to stop you just so I could show them. Right now, it's very liquidy. It's very liquidy. We want to keep mixing it until it turns more into a pudding, until it starts to set. Make sure you get all the lumps out. You don't want lumpy pudding. You want smooth pudding. So you need to stir it until all the lumps come out of it. Okay, let me show them again. So you could see that it looks exactly like the pudding that you want it to. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to set it aside and let it set some more so that it's ready for when we make our chocolate lasagna. Okay, the next thing that we have to do is we need to crush some of our chocolate cookies. So you're going to open the bag of cookies and you're going to put it into the plastic bag. I will put at least 3 or 4 in at a time. And then you're going to take a spoon. Yeah, you're going to make sure you let out some of that air. The air gets in. So what you have to do is you just press down and then close the bag. And then what she's going to do is she's going to crush the cookies inside the bag, using the flat side of the spoon. You don't have to hit the cookies that hard. They will crush very easily. And you want to crush them so that it ends up looking like dirt. Let me show them. So you can see that it's starting to crush it, and sometimes it sticks together. Then you can pull it apart. So you want it to look like dirt. So it kind of looks like dirt now. Okay, we're going to put this aside because we already have some made ahead of time for you. And this is what it should look like. So it should look like dirt. Okay, so before we get all the ingredients back on the countertop, I'm going to clear this to make room. And I'm going to show you with some pictures the order that you might not be able to read it because it's probably backwards on the screen, but the order, you can see the pictures of how we are going to make the chocolate lasagna, just like the picture that I showed you of the lasagna. So the first thing that we're going to put in the cup are the actual cookies. The next thing we are going to put in is the pudding. On top of the pudding, we are going to put the whipped cream. And then we are going to repeat those 3 steps again until we get to the top of the cup or the glass that you're using. And then the last step that we do is we are going to put chocolate chips on top. Okay, you ready to start?
Yes.
Okay, so what you need to get, we're going to make 2 today. So we need 2 cups. Or 2 glasses. And I have clear glasses because it's kind of fun to see the layers, but you could use a cup or whatever you have. If you really like this, I would use a bigger cup so you have more of a dessert. Okay? We need our cookies. Cookies. We need our pudding. Okay? And then we need our whipped cream. Okay, so let's put it in order of how it's going to go. So our cookies,
then
pudding,
then whipped cream.
So let's open the whipped cream. And we could put a spoon in the whipped cream. So if you notice, all of my bowls, let me take this out of the way. All of my bowls have a spoon in it so that we don't have to dip a different spoon in each
and
bowl.
It doesn't stick.
Yeah, so it doesn't stick. You're right. Let's move this out of the way so everyone can see. Okay. So we are going to put our glasses here so that everyone can see. Actually, maybe I'll hold it up for you and then you can pour it in so everyone can see. Okay, so the first thing she's putting in are
the cookies.
Okay, now you put the spoon back so you don't get it mixed up with the chocolate pudding. Next step is
chocolate pudding.
1 scoop of chocolate pudding.
Read that.
1 scoop. You do 1 scoop.
Okay.
Okay, and then the next step is
whipped cream.
whipped cream. You're gonna have to shake the whipped cream to get it off the spoon and then stir it around. And then what do we do next?
We put the cookies again.
Yeah, and then we repeat the 3 steps again. So what's the next step?
The cookies.
The cookies. 1 scoop of cookies. And let me just say, you don't have to use chocolate cookies. You can use chocolate chip cookies. You can use sugar cookies.
Mint.
Any type of cookie. Mint cookies. Yeah, we've done it with mint, mint Girl Scout cookies, thin mint cookies. We've used that before too. That's really yummy. Okay. And so your last layer, if you could see that, is going to be your whipped cream. Okay. So then what goes on last?
The chocolate chips.
Okay, so we need to grab the chocolate chips. A spoonful. Yep. I like chocolate chips. Okay. And that is your chocolate lasagna. So you could see the different layers. You could see the cookies, the pudding, the whipped cream, and then you could see it all repeated with the chocolate chips on top. Now we're going to make another one because there's 2 of us here. And I'm going to let Elle walk you through this step.
Okay. So first we do cookies. Then we do chocolate pudding.
And it's okay if you get it on the sides, it's okay.
Then you put whipped cream. Then you repeat the steps. Next is going to be cookies, then chocolate pudding, and then whipped cream. Then we are going to put some chocolate chips. Then chocolate chips. And then...
Okay, and you have your 2 desserts right there. Another way you can make this also is you could use fresh fruit as well with maybe vanilla pudding. You can do that as well. There's endless amount of opportunity you can do with it. So let me just review one more time what you do. The order it goes is cookies, pudding, whipped cream, and then you repeat those 3 steps and you add chocolate chips to the top. You want a spoon?
Yes.
I want a spoon. I'm going to let Elle try it first and let you know what she thinks of it. What do you think?
Good.
It's good?
Mm-hmm.
Thumbs up? Okay. So hopefully you will make dessert for your parents tonight while you are at home. I hope you are staying safe and I hope you enjoy your chocolate lasagna. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, I'm Nicole Selman-Penny. I'm a Cleveland teacher from Max Hayes High School. I hope you're all doing well. We are going to learn a life skill today about making a face mask. And it's in less than 2 minutes and with household items around your house. So right now we're going to have fabric and bandana would be the number 1 thing you need to find. 2, rubber bands, whether you have rubber bands or ponytail holders. 3, tape. If you want, that's optional. And number 4, which is not optional, is you have to have your parent and guardian permission to do this. So that's your parent and guardian permission. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, here's my bandana. I'm gonna lay it down on a flat surface. So I'm gonna fold it to meet in center, so fold it in a 1/4 to the center, and then fold the top into a 1/4 to the center. And then I'm gonna meet them again, fold it that way. So there you go, that's a folding. So your bandana should look like this. Okay, then we're gonna take our 2 rubber bands or ponytail holders, whatever you have, and you're gonna put one on one side and put the other on the other side, okay? You can do this with fabric, with any material, t-shirts, whatever you have left laying around, you can cut it up as long as your parents and guardians say it's okay. So then what we're gonna do is you're gonna fold it in half, a quarter again and a quarter to meet, and then you can put it inside like that. Try to feed it inside it. This is where if you wanted to, you could tape it. You don't no need to, but some people prefer to tape it. So then you're gonna put it up here and put the rubber bands behind your ears. And now you have a face mask. Under 2 minutes with items around your house. Using these items, you could do a life skill of face mask. You can ask your family what color they would like if you have different fabric and stuff, and you can make face masks for all of your family and friends. Thank you very much. I miss you guys. Take care and be safe.
I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio.
I'm in the Fulton, Memphis area.
My wife and I and our 3 boys live in Edgewater.
I live in the Lakeshore Collinwood Arts District.
I live in Camps Corner area.
I've lived in the West Park neighborhood for 21 years.
For 5 years.
I've lived in Cleveland all my life.
37 years.
Majority of my life.
All my life.
18 years.
Cleveland's great. I mean, I love that there's always stuff to do. There's so many free things to do with kids.
Best city in the country. I love it. I mean, it's a good city. The school system is awesome.
I think Cleveland schools are making great progress. New things are happening in CMSD, you know, I want to be a part of that.
So the Cleveland Plan was legislation that was put in place in 2012 to be able to transform Cleveland's public schools.
The change in the school district in the last 10 years is one that's focused on high performance, that's focused on providing school choice for families so they can figure out what school is best for them, and moving into a period where we're acknowledging that education needs to change for our students, for our economy, for our families, and how do we meet families where they are to do that.
The schools offer far more choices. They're more career oriented.
All kids don't learn the same. All kids aren't interested in the same things. I like the fact that we do have those choices.
If your child needs a particular approach or needs in the kind of classroom to help meet their growth, I think the Cleveland Plan is about providing those options to them.
I've just been really happy with the preschool here. I'm just so grateful that I found this school and that my child is here.
It's nice. It's very nice to know I can choose what school. I can have my options of going to each building and seeing what is the best choice for my kids.
When I did research, I was looking for the best schools that Cleveland had to offer.
The teachers are great. They work well with us. They constantly keep in communication with us, and that's really the key, is like that we're all involved.
It's nice to walk into a school and have them know who you are.
The structure of the academics is very, very rigorous, and I love it.
I am a 2016 graduate of Cleveland Early College High School on the John Hay campus. Choice for me was great because I had the opportunity to really take ownership of my education.
The high school graduation push and the increase is definitely a result of what the district is doing in order for the schools to thrive, because now you have better schools, quality schools, and when you can push that, students see that you care about them. Now they begin to care about their education.
We stand with 117 private colleges that are going to offer every student in the public school system of Cleveland, Ohio, free college tuition.
Say Yes to Education is an initiative in our city which offers wraparound support services to students and their families so that students can be most successful in their K-12 education. Probably the biggest headline of Say Yes is that it's going to offer last dollar tuition scholarships to students to any public 2- or 4-year institution, as well as accredited Pell-eligible career and technical trainings.
Families at this point have no choice to say that, oh, my child, I can't afford college, or I'm not going to send my child to college, because that opportunity is there.
The barriers, the social, economic, demographic, all of the things that especially a lot of urban kids have to endure, which prevents a lot of them from prospering, are definitely minimized.
It's amazing. I couldn't be happier with the way Cleveland is moving up.
We are doing what we set out to do in 2012 with the Cleveland Plan. We are actually seeing results, and that's a great thing. It's an incredible accomplishment. We don't see this kind of growth in the urban district elsewhere in this country.
The children are the future. Anything that we do, we have to plan for them to get a great education, a quality education that is technologically advanced so that they're prepared. And with that preparation, you can't stop us, cannot stop us. So look out every other city because Cleveland is on their way.
Hi, I am Miss Trimble and I work for Cleveland Metropolitan School District. And I have my son Kyle here to help me. And we're going to talk about, what are we going to talk about today, Kyle?
Plants.
We're going to talk about plants. Plants are something that I love to have in the house. Plants are living organisms. They create and use energy, grow and release oxygen. Plants use water, air, and minerals, nutrients, and sunlight to stay alive. I got this from Teachers Pay Teachers. So the first thing we're going to talk about with plants are the roots and the shoots. The roots are what grow in the ground. It goes in the dirt. Says the roots of a plant are what holds the plant in the ground. They are hair-like, white in color, and roots soak up water and nutrients from the soil like a sponge. So we're going to show you on my spider plant here some roots. I am going to take my tools and I'm going to cut part of my spider plant. And Kyle,
Yes.
I'm going to have you show them our roots. Can you tell me what part of that are the roots? Yeah. Go ahead and take that up to the camera and show them where the roots are. Good job. All right. The second part I want to show you are the shoots. I have a little song in my classroom where we sing roots and shoots, we are the roots and shoots of a living world. So we have the shoots coming up the top and the roots in the bottom. So the first thing we need to plant our plant is a pot, okay? What else do you think we need to put in the pot, Kyle?
Dirt.
Dirt, excellent. So first thing we're gonna do is put dirt in our pot. Can you see that okay? And the dirt we have today is called potting soil. It's for indoor plants and it gives them nutrients. So Kyle, I'm gonna give you my trowel.
Okay.
Can you dig in the dirt and put it in the pot?
You can try.
Thank you. If you're doing this at home, we use bags. You can use newspaper, something to keep the floor covered so you don't get dirt everywhere. Good job. It's okay. Keep going. We'll do a couple more. Awesome. Do you want to show them the dirt that's in the pot? Sure. Thank you. Good job. Very nice. more. Now when you get the dirt in the pot, you don't just set it like that and say, all done. You need to dig a hole. Can you go show them that picture? I got these pictures from lessonpics.com. Good job. So we're just going to use like our fingers just to make a little hole right here. You want to put your fingers into the little hole too? Good. Awesome. Then we are going to take the roots part and put the roots down below in the dirt. So Kyle, did you want to plant this and put it in the dirt for me? Yeah. Thank you. And while you're holding it there, I'm going to pack the dirt around the roots. Okay. Good job. Perfect. Thank you. You want to stand it up just a little bit more?
Like this?
Yeah. Perfect. Awesome. Can you tell me something that plants need to grow?
Water.
Excellent. Can you go show them this card? He said plants need water to grow. Is everything okay? Was he too close? Okay, that's okay. So Kyle, what can we use to water this? What can we use to pour something in?
A cup.
Excellent. So Kyle has a cup. And I have a mason jar of water. We'll do a little bit of water. You can pour that in the cup. You're doing an excellent job. Thank you. No, it's perfect. Awesome. Perfect. This is called a spider plant. I have a lot of spider plants, and the beautiful thing about spider plants is that they have babies.
Wait, what?
Yes. Not like babies like your mom and dad have babies, but this is a spider plant that has babies on it. So we are going to count the baby plants on this plant. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this spider plant has 8 babies. And I just noticed that this one has a couple too. This one has 1, 2 healthy babies. So I think I'm going to take 2 of those babies from this plant and the 8 from this plant, and we're going to plant it in another pot.
To make 10.
Ooh, I love it. 8 plus 2 is 10. Nice job, Kyle.
It's obvious, but okay.
It was very good. All right. Trim this. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to have you take, Kyle, do you remember what grows in the ground? Is it the roots or the shoots that grow in the ground?
Roots.
The roots. Can you show them these have teeny, tiny, tiny little nubs? The roots are just starting to grow. They're not as big as the one that was on this plant.
I don't see it.
I'm going to show them the little nubs right there. Okay?
Okay. Little nubs.
All right, awesome.
Little nubs.
Little nubs of roots. Roots and shoots. Roots and shoots. We are the roots and shoots of a living world. All right, Kyle, do you remember what we need to plant our babies? First, we need a
pot.
Pot. Excellent. And then we need some dirt or potting soil. Very good. So can you take your trowel?
Yes.
I'm gonna bring this a little closer to you.
Just in case.
And I'm gonna count out the 8 babies. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Ooh.
5,
What is this?
6, 7. That's just part of what's in the it's in the potting soil.
You. We've covered it.
Okay. 1, 2,
Skip a few.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put these babies together so they kind of make one big plant. How you doing with the dirt? Good?
Pretty good.
All right.
That's good?
Yep. I'm gonna just do just a little bit more. You're doing fabulous. You know what? I forgot to put my gloves on. Awesome. Do you remember what we do now after we put our dirt in the pot?
We plant the plant.
Yep, that's right. We're gonna plant it. First thing we're gonna do is dig a hole. Can you go show them that picture again?
Yeah.
So we dig a hole. Awesome. So Kyle, can you put your finger in there and dig a hole? You don't need a big one because we have a very tiny baby plant. Very good. So I'm taking our 8 little baby plants.
Oh,
I know, right? Putting them together and then putting the dirt around them. Good job. Kyle, what's something that plants need to grow?
Water.
Water. And you have your cup. We're just going to give this baby plant just a little bit of water. Go ahead. Excellent. Very good. Perfect. So thank you for tuning in with Planting Plants with Miss Trimble and my son Kyle. And I want you guys to know that learning can happen anywhere. There's all different kinds of learning. So during this time where you have to stay home, maybe you guys can plant a plant too at your house. Okay? So stay home and stay safe.
Hello, young CMSD scholars. Well, unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be out of school a little longer than we'd hoped. I know you must miss your teacher and your friends, but there are some things you can be doing while home to make sure that you're safe and ready to go to school. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. How will you know 20 seconds? It's simple. Sing one of your favorite songs, like this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Won't you sing along with me? Read, 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 read. Reading is way more fun when you do it with somebody else. So maybe read with somebody in your home. Or with a pet, like my dog Gutha. We're reading The Giving Tree. And if you're still learning to read, that's okay too. Just ask an adult to read one of your favorite books when they have time. Ready, Gutha? And set yourself up a little place to study every single day. It doesn't have to be a formal desk like you have at school. I used this old end table and a chair I got from my Campus International students. Work on your packets. I'm working on the census packet for grade 2. You can get them at our 22 feeding locations, or if you have a computer, you can download them too. So remember, it's important to stay inside, to wash your hands frequently. Please keep reading and do your instructional packages so that when we're ready,
we can bring you back to school with your mind sharp and your body healthy. Take great care, scholars. I'll see you soon.
Hello, this is Mrs. Selman Penny. I hope everyone's doing well during the circumstances, but I am Miss Selman Penny. I teach at Max Hayes High School in Cleveland. I'm here to teach you a life skill or life skill activity for telling time. So we're going to do telling time in the sunshine, hopefully in Cleveland the sun comes out, with Miss Selman Penny. So there's a couple supplies we need. First, the supplies that we need is going to be sidewalk chalk, which is right here. And you can get any sidewalk chalk from the Dollar Tree, Dollar Store, General Dollar, Family Dollar. Any of them have sidewalk chalk. Then you're going to need to find some sticks. And you can find some sticks in the woods or anywhere like in your flower gardens. But go ahead, find some sticks. One will have to be short for the hour hand, and then one will have to be a little longer for the minute hand. And if you need to, you can maybe find one stick, and if you need to break it, break it. Okay? We have some pool noodles. If you have any pool noodles laying around, you could use them. They show up a little bit better on our phone, so that's what we're going to use for today's lesson is the pool noodles. Then, of course, we need nice weather. So today is Cleveland weather. It's a little cloudy, but we'll take it, right? Because you need to get outside because we've been cooped up so long, but you have to have number 4, which is very, very important, is your family and guardian permissions. So make sure that your family and your guardian say that it's okay for you to go outside and draw on the sidewalk or in your driveway or on your porch, wherever they allow you to do it, okay? So now we're gonna come over here, and there are obviously 2 types of clocks. So this first, the easiest one for us to do is a digital clock. And the digital clock will usually have numbers like this. And so we have problems 1 through 10 here. So we're gonna look at these, and if you can read, which one is this one would be first one. We're gonna come back up to number 1, and it is 1 o'clock. Okay, let's look at number 2. What do you think that one says? It is 7 o'clock. Good job if you did 7 o'clock. If you look at number 3, it is 11:30, so that's half past, right? And then we have number 4, which is 2:30. Good job, and it's another 30. Then we have number 5, which is 1:15. Then we have number 6. What do you guys say it is? If you said 3:15, that is correct. Good job. Number 7, we have 8:45. Number 8, what do you guys think? 10:45. You're a rock star if you said that. Number 9, we have 4:10. And number 10 is 6:05. So if you look at them 1 through 10, they get a little harder, okay? So if they get a little harder, you're gonna be able to tell what level your time telling lesson is. And you're a type of person, so what lesson you do in time telling. So you could do all o'clocks, some 30 minutes, or some 15 and 45s, and then maybe some 5 increments, up to 5. Depends on your level, and you can increase your level as time goes on, right? Okay, so this one is called the face or the analog clock. So it's obviously, what shape is it? Is it a triangle? No. Is it a square? No. It's supposed to look like a circle because our face looks like a circle most of the time. So this is the circle. It's my daughter's favorite color, blue. It's Addison, and Addison is our camera person today. Thank you, Addison, for helping us. So right now we're going to do the face clock. So if you look at the top here, what we drew was a 12. And then sometimes it's better to walk down here and put a number 6, okay? And then if you come back and you go out to the side here, if you put it in quarters, this would be the 3. And then if you walk over here, you can do the 9, okay? And then we could fill in the rest here. So if you look here, we have 1, 2, what's the next number we got? 3, yes, good job. What's the next number? 4, way to go. 5, keep it going. 6, 7, keep rocking. 8, nice job. 9, 10, keep it going. Nice, nice. 11 and 12, way to go. Nice job. So now that we have the face clock, and I drew it before because, you know, I'm a little older than you guys. It takes me a little bit of time, and it might not look pretty while I was doing it, so. but you guys could do it as big as you want it to be, because you guys can use sticks, as big as sticks as your family or guardian lets you have to use. Here, so this one would be the hour hand because it's shorter, and this one would be the minute hand for sticks. But today, we are going to do this where the purple, and I think it's a flower, yes, it's the color purple and flower, good job, that is a minute hand. And then this one, what color is this? Pink, nice job. And it's a star, and this is going to be our hour hand. And if you really want to get fancy and you draw a big clock, you could be the hour or the minute hand, and one of your family members that you are living with right now, or your guardian, they can be it, depending who's taller or shorter. One could be the hour hand, one could be the minute hand, and you guys could do around the clock. So, but for this purpose, we are going to use the noodles. So remember, the longer one, the purple one, and the flower is going to be our minute hand. The star, or the pink one, is going to be our hour hand, okay? So our first problem is 1 o'clock. So if we look here, we're gonna put the minute hand at the o'clock and the hour hand at the 1 o'clock, at the 1. So there we go, so that is 1 o'clock. You guys got that too? Good. Okay, so the number 2 for our digital is 7 o'clock. So we're gonna leave, woo, you know, Cleveland, wind. So we're gonna put this minute hand here. Okay, please stay. And then we're going to do the hour hand at the 7. So then that would look like 7 o'clock. And then we're going to look at 11:30. So we look here, the hour hand is going to be somewhere by the 11, correct? But it's going to be halfway between the 11 and the 12, because it's halfway to a 12, or half past 11. So we're going to put this will be the 11:30, because let's double check this and count by 12. So this is o'clock, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Good job. Yes, so that would be 30, right? And then we have 2:30. So we'll leave the minute hand on the 6 for the 30, and then we're going to put the hour hand in between the 2 and the 3. So that is 2:30. Now we're going to get a little more difficult with the 15s. So we're going to do minute hand. Number 5 is 1:15. So we're going to put the 15-minute hand there, and the 1, the hour hand, is just going to be a little bit past the 1. So that would be 1:15 before the wind blows. Okay. Then we have 3:15. So this one's a little trickier, because remember the 15, we go 5, 10, 15. So that's 15 minutes, so we're going to put the minute hand there. But then the hour hand has to be on the 3, a little bit past the 3. So there's your 3:15. Okay. Then we're going to move on to number 7, which was 8:45. So let's see where the 45 is. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So we have 45 here for the minute hand, and it's 8. So a little bit here, but it's going to be closer to the 9 because it's almost 9 o'clock. I'm going to check our time now. Okay, so we have that. Now we have 10:45. So we're going to keep the minute hand on the 45, also known as the big 9, and then we're going to do 10:45. So it's going to be between the 10 and the 11. And this again, remember, is the shorter one, so it's the hour hand. So we're going to put it here, almost the 11, because it's 15 minutes to 12 o'clock. Okay, or I'm sorry, to 11 o'clock. We all make mistakes, so it's all okay. So number 9, we have over there, Addison. What does that say, 4:10? It says 4:10. So we're getting a little bit trickier. So we take our minute hand, which is our longer hand, right? And we're going to go 10. So this is o'clock, 5, 10. So we're going to put our minute hand again on the 10, and then it's 4. So this is our hour hand. So we're going to look 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's not o'clock, so we got to put a little bit past the 4 because it's 10 minutes after. So that is 4:10. Are we catching on? You guys can practice this all the time. And then our last one is 10:06. Nope, it's number 10, but it's 6:05, okay? So 6:05 is the number. So what we're gonna look here is we're going to look here. This is the minute hand, remember? And we go o'clock and then 5. So this would be where the 5 would go for the minute hand. And then what about this one, our hour hand? It says it's 6:05, so we're gonna go, yep, close to the 6. So right there, 6:05. So that would be, yeah, oh, windy a little bit, but that would be the number, the clocks there. So now if we come over here, if you guys are done with that, we have some enrichment extras to do. Okay, so what you can do a rock clock. What you need for that is rocks, sticks, and a marker. You can all see right there. And then this is how it would look. Okay, and then we also have a sundial, which you're gonna need paper plate, which is this, a pencil, and a marker. So what you do is you take the paper plate, this is your pencil, you push it through, be careful, make sure someone's helping you, depending on your age. Okay, and that's your sundial. And then you're gonna have the sun out, and then you'll mark where the shadow is. Now sometimes there's sunny days in Cleveland, sometimes there's not. So just depends on the day. You can come out, check it and do it. You can mark it for different colors for different days, and you can see how the sun moves and how the shadow moves. Okay, or if you want, you could do yourself and make yourself a sundial, make a point on your thing, and then make the sundial go around you and have someone mark it for you that way. Okay, but let's see what time it is. We're all used to this. So we're gonna do a little bit of our clocks. Go down. Okay, so let's practice this. If you look here, we have 12 big rocks and 12 little rocks. And the big rocks are o'clock. So we have 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, correct? And then my daughter was so nice to help us, and she did the minutes. And so the minutes are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And 60, remember, is an o'clock, okay? And then if you take this would be your minute hand. This would be your hour hand. Remember, the minute hand's longer than the hour hand. So let's see, well, who give me a time? Give me a time. How about we say it's 5 o'clock? So we'll do 5 o'clock. So you'll put the minute hand here, and then the hour hand goes right there, and you look there. So depending on your level of time telling, you can just do the big hands, or you can add a little bit, a couple minutes every now and then. Like you could just do the 15 and the 45 rock and the 30 and the 60, and that can help you out too. So the more you practice, the easier it gets. And the more time you're out in the sun, the better vitamin D you get too, okay? So if anyone has any questions, you can always give us a shot an email out to your teachers, okay? And I hope you guys are all being safe, okay? Sorry, I have a little allergies. But we are thankful that you came today for my lesson with tell timing and sunshine with Miss Selma Penny. So thank you. Make sure we wash our hands. And I really do miss you all. Be safe. Take care.
Hi everyone, it's Miss McCarthy from Riverside. Today we're going to make salt dough using all kinds of things that you probably already have at home. And then we can use some cookie cutters, or you can just play with it or even bake it. So the first thing we're going to need is we're going to need flour, salt, and water. We need 2 cups of flour. So this is 1 cup. 2. So we have our 2 cups of flour. The next thing we need is 1 cup of salt. So we're going to make sure we get it all in there. And we want to make sure we're doing it over a table so that we don't have it all over our floor, because salt is not easy to clean up. Almost there. Okay, so we're gonna put that in there. And then we need 3/4 to 1 cup of water, warm water. So I have that here, and we're just gonna kind of add the water as we go, because if it's too wet, we'll add more flour. And if it's too dry, we can add more water. So I'm gonna and I did about 3/4, and now I just need to mix it. And it feels mushy. This is a good sensory lesson. This is good OT, because you have to squeeze the pieces to mix them together. This is also good because if we use shapes or your names, this could be also for math and also for ELA as practice. And you can reuse this dough. You just have to store it in the refrigerator. And I wouldn't keep it for too long, because then it tends to get rancid after a while, I think. I'm gonna have to add a little bit more water. Here, can you show a little bit of what it looks like? So it's kind of sticking. And I just need to get all that dry ingredients in there. So all that flour and salt. I might have to add a little bit more water to that. But you can see how it's kind of coming together. I want to be able to make it into a big ball. And I don't want it to fall apart too much, or that's not going to work if we want to be able to make stuff with it. Oops. Let's see here. All right, and of course I think I need to add a little bit more flour, because it's kind of wet now, and then it's just going to stick all over. You're going to need a little bit more than 2 cups of flour, because you don't want it to stick to your table or whatever you're doing it on. So you're going to have to use just a little bit of flour to roll it out and everything once it's done. So here, can you get what it looks like now? So now it's a ball, it's dry. So we're going to go ahead and use this. I'm just going to pour out that extra flour. And what we can do, I'll just take a little piece of it, is we can flatten it. And if you have a rolling pin, you can use that. I'm just going to flatten it with my hands, just because not everyone has a rolling pin. But I have some shapes here. I have a circle, I have a star, and I have a heart. They're just regular cookie cutters. And so I was able to cut out a heart there. And now if I wanted to, like, I could just cut out things like you do with Play-Doh and play with them. Or if you want, you could cut out the shapes and then bake them and make them into ornaments or just little items to have, and you would need to paint them too. And here's a circle. Okay. I'm going to need a little bit more for this last one, which is a star. I'm not adding any more flour to it, so you don't need to worry about that. And salt you can get from the dollar store for $1. Flour, they have flour there too that you could probably get for $1. And so now I have a star. You know, maybe I could paint, if I wanted to, I could bake that and paint it into a starfish with hopes that summer will be here soon. Another idea you can do besides doing that is I have some press and seal that I can stick to my table. If it sticks, I restuck it to stuff. And I made a triangle, a circle, and then you could write your student's name on here and make the dough into those items. So if I was gonna make a circle, I'm gonna have to roll this out, I put way too much there, into like a snake. And then they can put it on top of there and you have the shapes to help guide you on that. Same with name. You could use their name or the school's name, but again, just pushing the pieces on to make those letters, because that's not only sensory, but that's also English language arts and also life skills, being able to spell their name out, being able to identify the shapes and such. If you don't want to bake them, you can just roll it all back up and continue just making shapes or playing and such. If you are done with the day or done playing with it, you are going to want to put it into an airtight container afterwards and keep it in the refrigerator. If it dries out a little bit, you might have to add some water. If it becomes too wet, you're going to go back to the flour. You're still going to want to put something down though on the table so it doesn't stick. Like I said, this is the press and seal because it'll stick. If you have a placemat that's plastic, you could do your shapes on that as well. If you're gonna bake these, you're going to have to bake them at 200 degrees for about 30 minutes in your oven. From past experience, if it's really thick, you might have to flip them over halfway or extend the time with them flipped over. And then sometimes they still don't fully dry out, especially in the middle. And then it's kind of, you just have to let them sit to dry, or if you cook them too long, they'll crack. If you choose to paint them, I would use acrylic paint because it will hold on to here better than like poster paint or watercolors. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're able to make some salt dough because this can last for a few days, if not a week, and can be pulled out whenever. Thank you, bye.